Yes, sir.
Yesterday, I had sent you on Google Classroom. I uploaded a file, presentation file, PPT, and the title was Variance Analysis Reconciliation. There were 4 slides in that. Have you downloaded that file? These are the contents of this file. I'll show you. Yes, these are the contents. Formulae were uploaded up to reconciliation. Slide, uh, slide from 5, 6, 7, 8. No, not 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. These 6, 7, 8, 9 slides were there, which I uploaded in the Google Classroom and also asked you in the message to download these files separately. How many of you could do that? Okay, I am typing in the chat box. I mean, each one of you has written your roll number. If still somebody has not written, kindly write your roll number. Has everybody? I mean, how many of you are there now? 77. Still, if somebody has not written his or her name, I can write. What is this roll number, Afra Malik? 2 p.m. BAIF. What is it? Afra, are you around? Afra Malik. Okay, okay. You have written it once again.
Yes, sir, I have corrected it.
Okay, done, done, done. No, I was a bit confused. No issues,
Okay.
not at all. Okay, now I am posting a question on in the chat box. Take a few minutes, just few seconds, not more than 5 seconds, and just simply write Y or N. Write it hurriedly and finish so that we can take up the class. Oh, fine, fine. Just continue it and I'll start the class. No, it's very good that almost all of you, except one or two, have downloaded this. The reason was that we will be looking these two files simultaneously. So it is better if we have it in advance before. So we will let us start the day. We were at the fourth stage of analysis when we left the class. Let me know if you have not understood some or more part of it. I'll revise. If fourth stage is clear, we will move on to the next stage or maybe something else related to standard costing. If you have any question at this stage, please ask me. See, whenever a question is asked, one of you or maybe or see, I'm interested in saving as much time as possible. That is why I otherwise, I can seek individual clarifications also. But still, at least some of you may say yes, some of you may say why, depending on your status. And accordingly, we'll proceed. Do you need any clarification, any more clarification in whatever we had discussed yesterday?
No, sir.
No. Okay. Uh, the file that you downloaded, had you an opportunity to go through those four slides? In the last slide, I mentioned the reconciliation. What do you mean by that? Okay. See, it was desired that you could have gone through that also, but anyhow, fourth stage we covered. The slide number 5 we covered yesterday. Slide number will change because I normally insert some more slide or change some more slide when I revise it. So we go on to the next system, standard costing and variance analysis formula. See, when we say that standard costing, sorry, variance is equal to standard minus actual, so it is for overall. But when we split into several advanced stages, stage 2, 3, 4, 5, for each variance, we have a formula. For example, look at serial number 1 for formula number serial number first. Overall cost variance, it is equal to budgeted expenditure or actual expenditure. Let me still modify it. Total budgeted expenditure minus total actual expenditure. You recall that I told you in the beginning that we don't write minus or plus. Instead, we write, what do we write instead of minus and plus? We write adverse or
Favorable.
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 Right, very good. We write adverse or favorable, correct. You know why did I say so earlier? Because what you are doing, budgeted expenditure minus total expenditure. If you change the formula, you write total expenditure minus budgeted expenditure, this plus and minus will change. Therefore, do not insist on the signs of plus and minus, but concentrate on its being favorable or adverse. What is a favorable? When actual is less than budgeted one, even if you do not calculate it mathematically. And what is adverse? If actual is more than budgeted. So overall cost variance, what is overall cost variance equal to? Overall cost variance should be equal to total material cost variance, total labor cost variance, and total overhead variance. If you add these three, it should be equal to this. Whenever I'm saying, so this is known as verification. We calculate overall cost variance. Then we verify it by calculating this variance, and overhead variance. And in case we wish to further go, that we have already gone, we have taken up to 4 or 5 stages. Suppose we wish to see material cost variance. What do? We calculate material rate variance and we calculate material usage variance. Now, what is material rate variance? The variance may occur if the rate that we thought of and the rate that we actually paid differs, then there will be a variance. And that variance will be called material rate variance. In some books, you will find it material price variance. Material price, either rate or price. So if we calculate material rate variance and also calculate material usage variance, what is material usage variance? We decided to use 1 kg of something, and in reality, we have taken 1100 grams. We thought that we shall be using 1 kilogram of material, but in reality, we have used 900 grams. So if the usage differs, if the quantity differs, there will be a variance. So quantity and rate, if both variance are added, you get material cost variance. And material cost variance has already been calculated. So if we wish to know material cost variance, it will be equal to material rate variance and material usage variance. Now, next question is how to calculate material rate and material usage variance. That I have given in serial number 4. Material rate variance is equal to standard rate minus actual rate into, I mean, I need not read them because these are available on your screen. Then I have given you the formula for rate variance. Also, I have given you the formula for usage variance. What is the other name for usage?
Quantity.
Yes, yes. You said it right. Say it loudly once again.
Quantity.
Quantity. So this formula, using this formula, we can calculate. So once we will add 4 and 5, it will be equal to serial number 3. Okay. Then we move on to, this is the formula for rate, this is the formula for usage. Then material usage variance, that is fifth one, can further be split into two. I'll explain to you what it is. Quantity variance can further be split into two, which is known as material mix variance and material yield variance. What these two are, I'll explain to you just now. When we use more than one component, more than one part, more than one anything, more than one type in production, then we have a standard mix. For example, if you are if you are making any powder, you are making any product, maybe oil, or think of any product, then we use different ingredients. Different ingredients are used. Each ingredient, each part is used in a ratio. If the total weight is 1 kg, you may be using some part of 200 grams, some part of 300 grams, some part of 500 grams. So ratio become 2:3:5. So that we call as mix. Our standard mix is 2:3:5. This mix could be 2:3:5:3. I mean, depending on the number of component, number of part, number of anything. So that becomes our standard mix. In case in actual or in real life, that mix changes, which is bound to change. I mean, at times, I mean, several times it changes. Mix changes, then this this variance arises. In case mix, standard mix is different with actual mix. I'll repeat. The meaning of mix I have explained, that for one ultimately final output, final outcome, various components are used. Each component is used in a standard quantity. If that standard differs in actual, that just 1 second, 1 second. हाँ शानू, हाँ सर, हाँ मैं I need a break for about 2 minutes. I need to some important medical emergency is there. Not emergency, sorry. Use is there. So I need a break of 2 minutes. Just kindly excuse me. I'll be joining you. Hello. Am I audible to you?
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Just give me 2 minutes break.
Okay, sir.
मैं आकर कभी आया. Where were we? I was explaining to you the reconciliation part. Okay. So I had explained to you up to serial number 6. Rather, I was at serial number 6. That in case the standard mix changes, the variance will arise. Then next is yield variance. What happens, especially in chemical or in other industries, when mix changes, output also changes. So when it happens, we calculate material yield variance. So usage variance or quantity variance, as you call, will be equal to mix variance and yield variance. I'll stop here for a minute. What will be the equivalent of material usage variance in case of labor? In case of labor, can you think of the equivalent part of material mix variance? What will be the labor variance similar to serial number 6?
So we assume that we will need some number of labor for operating some machine.
Okay.
But it
Good.
happens that whatever we assumed, it is not correct. We had to change.
Okay.
in
Any
between.
other answer? Make sure that your reply is related to what I am asking. I have asked you. We have material mix variance. what will be its equivalent in labor? You can say labor mix variance, but I have explained to you the meaning of material mix variance. When standard mix changes, what happens in case of labor? If you can think, fine. If you cannot, see, had you gone through these slides, you would have been able to answer it immediately. But anyhow, let me explain. Like a product, you have several, components and parts which make one final product. Similarly, in labor, you have different types of labor who collectively produce a particular product or a batch of product or number of products. Start from the board. See, when the production takes place, board of directors or each member of board does not go to the shop floor and help in the production, but they set overall policies. They take part in several things. Then you have managing directors, then you have general manager, then you have deputy manager, assistant manager, manager, section officer, and so on and so forth. And you reach up to the shop floor level where the workers actually produce. So there are large number of workers who actually are directly involved in the production. Above them, there can be a supervisor who visits top floor every time, looks at things and makes corrections and all. Above one supervisor, so above maybe 4 5 supervisor, 10 supervisor, there may be one senior supervisor. Above senior supervisor, there can be shop floor manager. So that means we have got different types of workforce, different types of laborers, or different types of human being who devote different times to produce. Workers may be spending 10 hours per day, 8 hours per day. Supervisors may be a bit less, something like that. So if we have different category of workers, each naturally will be paid at different rate. Workers may be totally unskilled. Totally unskilled may be paid, let us say, at rupees 10 per hour. Slightly skilled could be 15 rupees per hour. Slightly unskilled, totally unskilled, depending on semi-skilled, skilled, highly skilled, technical, managerial, each one is paid at different, for the rate can be calculated. MD could be paid maybe 2,000 rupees, 10,000 rupees per minute. If you calculate total salary and the time he spends. So in that way, different workers spend different hours and each one of them paid at a different rate that you see in the next slide, labor mix variance. I'll explain 9, 10 again, but so I was just asking you labor mix variance. So in case the mix of workers changes, we decided that unskilled, semi-skilled, skilled, highly skilled will be used in 1:2:4 ratio. Suppose it was a standard, it was our estimate, but they were used in different ratios, in different proportion. Then labor mix variance will arise. Then each was estimated to be paid at a different rate. Let us say totally unskilled at rupees 10, but in reality we paid rupees 12 or 9, anything more or less, then the variance will arise. So like in case of material, you have component usage. Similarly, in case of labor, you have types of labors. That is technical, semi-technical, clerical, etc., etc. Therefore, we calculate labor. Now, we come to the next, labor cost variance. It is equal to rate plus time. Labor rate variance is exactly 100% equal to material rate variance. We decided that we will pay them at so and so rate, but we paid at a different rate. We thought that making one product will take 10 hours, 12 hours, 500 hours, any number of hours. But if more number of hours or less number of hours have been taken, then it becomes labor time variance. So labor time variance plus labor rate variance will be equal to labor cost variance. And what this 9 is, you see, go back, this is your 9, part of 9, labor variance. So what labor variance will be equal to? Labor time and labor rate. So can we say that our labor rate variance, when we come here, total labor variance will be equal to our total rate and labor time. Now rate variance formula I have given, time variance formula I have given. Time variance we are splitting into two, mix and efficiency. In case of product, if mix changes, it changes our yield. In case of labor, if mix changes, it results in more or less efficiency. How to calculate these formulae have been given. Like this, you see in these slides, slide number 6, slide number 7, and slide number 8, formula have been given. You should not be worried about the number of formula. You should not think that you need to memorize all these formula. No, not at all. For everything, apply some logic and you will be able to remember them. Let me start with the first one. See, the rate variance. What do you wish to calculate? Serial number 4. You wish to calculate labor rate variance. So what are you doing? You are taking difference between standard and actual. What do you wish to calculate? You wish to calculate usage. You are taking difference between standard usage and actual usage. That's it. So need not to worry about it. The formula have been given. Once formula have been given, then I have given on this slide the reconciliation part. Reconciliation means how to make sure that our calculations are correct. At this stage, you please take out the chart in the material that was uploaded on the website and see page number 94. Page number 94. Can you all access page number 94?
Yes, sir.
Okay, please have a look at page number 94. This chart is almost equal to what I have written here. Serial, if you assign serial number to them, you will be able to arrive at the same conclusion or same formula. Look at extreme left of your chart. Look at extreme left of your chart. Material cost variance. Can you see that material cost variance?
Yes, sir.
Below material cost variance, formula is written. Below that, two variances are written, rate variance and usage variance. That means a material cost variance is equal to rate variance and usage variance. If you add these two, you will get material cost variance. Then below material usage variance, two more variances have been written. What are these?
Mix variance and yield variance.
Means if you add mix and yield variances, what do you get? Usage variance. So similarly, wherever in this chart you see two variances below one, if you add those two, you get the top one. Any idea why we are not splitting rate variance? We are splitting only usage variance. In case of material, look at labor cost variance. We are splitting. Which variance are we splitting? Time or rate?
Time.
Time. Why not rate? Why not rate in case of material variance? Why not rate in case of labor variance? The reason is, now of the two variances, rate variance and quantity variance, I'll repeat. Of the two variances, rate and quantity, if we wish to classify them as controllable and uncontrollable, if we wish to classify them as controllable and uncontrollable, which one is controllable? Rate or quantity?
Quantity, sir.
Okay, very good. Similarly, in case of labor, which one is controllable? Rate or hours?
Or
Hours. Why rate or price is not controllable? Because
sir, it depends on external factors like
okay. Any other answer in some other words?
Labor rate may be fixed.
Labor rate is fixed. Okay, very good. Or
Or it is difficult to control, but they can be controlled.
they can be controlled, okay, but relatively less controllable, you can say, right? So they are by and large market driven. They are by and large market driven. Number two, in your elementary economics, you must have read that labor is highly, what it is? Is competitive. They leave the place very early, you know, and the price is by and large market driven. You can control, but not as much as you can control either quantity or hours. Agreed now? So if you see, that is why we do not split rate variance or price variance, but we split usage variance. So likewise, reconciliation is possible. So this is what the meaning of reconciliation was. Now, if this part you have understood, I would like to move on to the next slide. Or if you have any question, you can ask up to slide number 9. Any questions or should I move? Okay, I am now moving on to next slide. This is yet another, example or another illustration I worked out yesterday. I'll be posting you the entire revised slides as I have been doing in the past. So look at this one and see if you need some clarification. See, it was standard, it was actual, and it was variance. Just one second. I have worked out using the formula, and I wanted you to work out for the labor. Labor, I have worked out only one variance, that is, overall labor variance. It had to be split into two, that is labor rate variance and labor time variance. Time variance again is to be split into two, labor efficiency variance and labor yield variance, efficiency and mix variance. So that I have, let me check how much I have done. I think I remember. I have calculated material usage variance. I have calculated material rate variance, verified. Then I have also calculated in this slide material yield variance and material mix variance. And I ask you to do the same on the same lines about labor. Nothing very, changed, but exactly based on what I have calculated. So before you go on to that, look at this slide and check if these calculations are correct and if you are satisfied with these. Then only we will move on to the next slide. See, again, if you start from bottom for the purpose of knowing the importance of costing or standard costing especially. No, see, if the firm looks at this data, all the reasons to be satisfied, which we had explained in the beginning also. But once it goes to second stage of analysis, only then it comes to know that there are issues with material, there are issues with labor, and there are issues with overheads also. So second stage, when you go to the second stage, you further find that there are issues with third stage, fourth stage, fifth stage. Don't go beyond 4, let us say, for the purpose of this class, we will stop at fourth stage of analysis. So this slide, if we start from here, then only we will come to know, okay, yes, firm needs to investigate what is wrong with the standard or what is wrong with the actual, where things have gone wrong, what all we should have done. Now this is equal to what we did earlier also. I will move on to the next slide. Here I have explained to you how to calculate. This is nothing except the formula which have here. Material usage. We are using two components. For A we will calculate separately. For B we will calculate separately. We'll add them and we will get material usage variance. 500 was adverse in case of A, variable in case of B. Overall variance is adverse. So material usage variance is adversely affected. So next calculate material rate variance, calculated material rate variance. For A, it is 0. For B, it is 0. For B, 2,980. So material rate and usage should be equal to total material variance, which we have seen and we have verified. 2980 adverse and 100 adverse. These are the one that we calculated. 290 we calculated here. 100 we have calculated here. So this we are verifying. In the next slide, this adverse is equal to this adverse. 3080. 3080 is our answer here. 3080. Is this calculation clear to you?
Yes.
The calculation you cannot immediately do it. You should have done it, at home. Anyhow, you try it later once this class is over and work out labor variance, that is labor rate variance and labor time variance. Also work out labor mix variance and labor efficiency variance and reconcile. Your answer at the end of day should be equal to 11,500 favorable. But unless you do it yourself, you cannot. So number one, there are two things that you should do. Let me write in the chat box so you remember. Although it is mentioned in the slides also. Work out labor variances. I have written. When I say variances, that means that includes everything, and reconcile. Number one. Number two, look at page number 93 of the notes. 93 of notes and rework those calculations. I'm not asking you for the moon, you just need to rework it just to understand whether the calculations are correct or not, so that if there is any issue, you may seek clarification of it tomorrow in the class. Read the message that is posted in the chat box. Labor variances and reconcile. You need to work out all the labor variances and reconcile them. Make sure that your calculations are correct. Your reconciliation will tell you. Then you go for this page number 93. Do you have page number 93 with you now? Like you said, you have page number 94.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. Page number 93, if you have with you, you can, just 1 second. Let me post your attendance. Today is 27th. 27th, 5, 21. So if you have page number 93 with you, these calculations have also been made on similar lines. So you will notice that you should make sure that your calculations are correct. If you repeatedly do, you will be in a position to, and do it subsequently whenever it is required. Now we look at let me see what is there in the next slide. This I have explained. This I have explained. Also explained. Okay. This part we will take up tomorrow, and tomorrow let this be the last class. Other than this, I'll be able to summarize and also answer to your questions, and then we may take a decision. Although tomorrow there is no scheduled class, but I would like to complete it. Otherwise, it will once again be carried forward to the next week. We will complete it tomorrow. We will once again meet tomorrow at 8. I'll post it in the group also. So that will be the last class. And then you'll decide what is to be done with respect to revision or doubts, whichever way you wish. I am open. Inshallah, I'll be able to do it. You may seek further question answers, because this part I'll take up tomorrow, and along with the summary of the course and summary of this standard costing, another part that we have discussed in this past 10-12 days, past maybe about 10 days. since the resuming classes, I think I should have taken about 10 or 12 classes. 2 weeks continuously I took, and then this 2-3 days only. Maybe this is the third day. Yesterday was a holiday. So if you have questions up to 14th slide, up to slide number 14th, that is the second last slide of this presentation, you can ask me. Slide numbers are not visible here, I think, on some slides. Anyway, I'll add them. It hardly matters. You have slides in front of you. Ask me if there are questions. If not, then we can leave. We will meet tomorrow at 8 once again, inshallah.
Thank you, sir.